Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Attention Economy. Today I'm here with Kavya Gandhe, founder of the brand Mikilium. Hi Kavya, thank you so much for being here today. For my first question, could you tell us what your brand stands for?
Hi Nidhi, thanks for having me. I'm the founder of Mikilium, a mushroom based wellness brand. We focus on functional mushrooms right now. We are extracting these medicinal mushrooms so we can use these in our daily rituals. Mostly helping you focus, relax, or even sober party.
That sounds amazing. So, what inspired you to go into entrepreneurship, especially because founders of new brands, they often don't start like in the field?
Honestly, entrepreneurship wasn't something I planned from the beginning. It happened very organically. I come from an engineering background. I'm from BITS Pilani and IISc Bangalore. And I think it was 4 to 5 years ago when I was researching with biomaterials. And I came across this biomaterial called mycofoam, which is made up of the root structure of the fungi. It takes the shape of whatever mold it is grown into, and it can really replace styrofoam for packaging material or like acoustic panels in construction material. So I was like amused by that material, and it opened an entire new world for me. And around the same time, my grandmother was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And while I was doing research for ways to support her, I came across medicinal mushrooms because I was also looking at a lot of mushroom studies around mushroom. I came across these articles and learned that turkey tail mushrooms really help uh, in her treatment. And I actually started seeing positive impact. And and it and that's when it clicked me, like this is what I should do. I realized mushrooms weren't just materials, but they were powerful biological systems that could support human well-being. And while I was going through more studies, I learned that it can also solve everyday problems like stress, fatigue, and insomnia. In fact, myself, I was disconnected with myself and drained more, both mentally and physically, for quite a long time because of motherhood and my career. And I lost touch with my love for art. After that, I slowly began incorporating functional mushrooms in my daily life, and something shifted drastically. Like, my thoughts were clear, my energy returned, and I started doing art again, and I started eating well, and that's when I reconnected with the vibrant self I was. Yeah, so Mikilium is not just a mushroom brand, it's a reflection of healing, creativity, and nature's quiet strength.
Yeah, I think that's really amazing. And I know we just discussed how like mushrooms have applications in daily life that actually a lot of people wouldn't have thought of. So can you describe like what exact like shapes and forms that you sell your product in?
So, Mikilium makes whole food mushroom extracts designed for everyday wellness, mainly supporting focus, energy, and relaxation. So, what we do differently is we just don't use powdered mushrooms. Mushrooms have a very hard cell wall called chitin, and it gets very difficult for the body to digest and reap the medicinal benefits of those mushrooms. So what we do is we do a dual extraction process, combining both water and alcohol extraction. So whatever compounds which are soluble in water gets absorbed, whatever compounds get absorbed in alcohol, they get absorbed, and then we replace the alcohol with glycerin so that there is a stable base for these bioactive compounds like beta glucans, triterpenes, and so the beta glucans of mushrooms are much more complex and longer. So they have a different kind of benefits for the body. Of course, there are beta glucans in wheat, oats, everything, other food items which we eat, but they are a tad bit different. So instead of treating mushrooms like a trend, we treat them like centuries of traditional knowledge. And so that it fits our modern day routine. Like just a few drops, I can show you how it looks like. So just a few drops in your daily coffee or warm water or smoothie will just do the trick. You don't need to prepare anything. It's like already extracted. You just need to add it in your coffee, or you need to tie it to your existing routine so you don't forget having because consistency is the key. If you're consistent, you'll see results, and when you see results, you won't forget it and you continue using it. So it's the goal isn't about quick stimulation like caffeine, but sustainable balance. So you can use it in your daily routines required for focus and creativity. That's lion's mane for you. And if you want to reach that fitness goal or sober party, that's cordyceps mushroom. And if you want to enter the state of calm or relaxation, that's reishi.
How did you discover like the need for this product specifically? Because I know you mentioned that like this is more of a sustained energy product compared to other things on the market that provide quick energy but then cause like a crash later.
So, like I said in the beginning, I actually didn't start off with market research. It was purely around curiosity and education. I was researching biomaterials. But once I launched the brand and we started talking to people at pop up stores, communities, and even feedback calls, I started to see a very clear pattern. So people today are dealing with a lot of chronic stress, sleep, burnout, and in fact low attention spans also because of social media. It's really crazy around how our attention spans have reduced to like 3 seconds. And yeah, so they're also moving, but again they're also moving away from synthetic solutions. And especially millennials and Gen Zs, they want natural, non-addictive ways to support their mental wellness and performance. So mushrooms are non-addictive. You don't build up tolerance. It's in fact very good for your health, both mental health and physical health. So at the same time, functional mushrooms were actually grown globally, like but in India the category barely exists. So we realized we weren't just launching a product, we were creating a category that requires a lot of education first. So every conversation we had with our customers weren't simple sales pitch about the taste or the price, but they turned out to be full blown conversations of around 10 to 15 minutes explaining about what functional mushrooms are, how we grow them and make extracts. And we were also asking the problems of our users so we could match them up with a mushroom we were selling. And that itself validated the demand. People were curious, just waited for someone to make it understandable and trustworthy.
So would you say like informal research was like an important part of developing your product, like interviews, like conversations, even feedback calls, like you just mentioned?
So, functional mushroom is a food, and when it comes to food, not everyone reacts the same to it. Say, example, you have spinach, you might feel a different way, I might feel a different way, turmeric shots for that matter. So we ourselves felt a change. We've been using functional mushrooms since 2 to 3 years, and I have personally seen my grandmother that the functional mushroom was helping her during her treatment. So I knew it worked for me and my family, but it is not compulsory for everybody to feel that change. So while I was doing research, I found that everybody had their own level of difference in their body, what they are feeling. So through conversations, only like feedback calls, I was able to put down like in an Excel sheet, like after I some of them I used to remind them because this is a new product in their routine. I had to remind them to have it, and a few included them in their daily routine, and they could see a difference. in what they were doing. So I used to ask them when they were using it, how they were using it, what exactly was the difference in how they felt while after using it, and after what period of time they were able to see that change. So it has a lot of low hanging fruits and a lot of long term benefits also. So if you have it for a week, you will see some kinds of health benefits. If you have it for a month, you will see another set. And if you have it over a long period of time, like years together, you will see long term benefits like immunity and stamina.
For sure. Um, would you say you have a specific target audience for your product? And if so, who are they?
So our target audience right now are Gen Zs and millennials, entrepreneurs, people who are already curious about wellness, biohackers, creatives, and athletes, importantly. So these were
Mhm.
the people who we were easily able to pitch the product, and they were repeat customers also.
Do
Interesting.
you? Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, 1 second.
Hmm.
So, what we saw was many of these people are trying to build a healthier lifestyle without extremes like sober partying culture, balancing intense work like office work or whatever work they are into. And a lot of these people were all including functional mushrooms in their recreational activities like dance, yoga, and art. I think over time I expect these audience to expand significantly. Right right now early adopters are leading the way, but as awareness grows, functional mushrooms will become part of mainstream families, like how protein supplements or green tea has evolved. So the kind of audience wouldn't change much. It will broaden from niche wellness enthusiasts to everyday consumers looking for balance.
So your audience would still kind of be those like younger generations that have specifically been taking to like I would say natural and non-synthetic products, but they would expand to broader groups.
Yes, yes. Slowly, when the awareness changes, I think functional mushrooms will follow a path like similar to turmeric shots or kombucha. So they have existed culturally also since many years, like kombucha, turmeric since centuries, maybe 1,000 years, but became part of wellness formats later because of its convenience. Like now, kombucha is available everywhere. Turmeric shots are you can buy it off the market. Yeah.
For sure. That's all of the questions I had. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I really enjoyed it. But yeah.
Yeah, sorry for you can repeat that bit. I had some cough.
Oh yeah, I was just saying like thank you for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Thank you, Nidhi. So, Mikilium is all about artful living and mindful living and intentionally staying in the present.
I think that's a great message to end on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nidhi.